It's 1 something in the morning. Let's go to the fish market. What I want to show you is something that very few people see in Singapore. It's almost like a little hidden secret. Where does this 7 million people city get all its fresh fish from? From right back there. And while Tokyo is very famous for the Tsukiji fish market, which is really clean and pristine, this is still a throwback into the 50s. You can see how the fish are just piled up, milli-vanilli all over the place. And as we turn the camera over there, you can see the lady sitting behind her old-fashioned wood disc and this old-fashioned scale over there to measure the weight of the fish. And everything happens on paper and a handheld calculator. And this is in one of the most modern cities in the world. Time to look at some of the goods. Over here, we've got some fully grown, fantastically huge blue swimmer crabs. Fully sized, excellent material. Over here, Spanish mackerel. And in the back, these really ugly looking fish called threadfins. Let's take a closer look. Threadfins have almost a dinosaur look about them. And they look milky, kind of ugly. However, they are excellent eating, very solid meat. Almost like chicken meat. And why are they called threadfin? Because check this out. This fin has got a little thread sticking out. That's why they're called threadfins. Each of these stalls has specialties. For example, down here, we've got the famous slipper lobsters. So these guys have got slipper lobster, slipper lobster, slipper lobster, and in the back, they've got prawns. Slipper lobsters are super ancient looking creatures, as you can see. Very tasty stuff. One step further, we've got the man specializing in groupers or coral trout. Absolutely gorgeous red, orangey red color. They prefer them to be steamed in the Asian Chinese cuisine. Here we've got snappers and a huge, massive threadfin over there. Massive beast. Fantastic! Very big. Holy cow, check out my hand and the size of the head of that fish. It's massive. Ooh, there comes a huge one, check it out. Somebody's been busy harvesting clams. Sack full of clams. And early breakfast. These fish are obviously Spanish mackerel and also called tengiri in Malay in this area here. And the amazing thing is when you check out their fins, how streamlined they are, and look at this sideways flap. And these streamlined shapes here, that means that this fish can swim as fast as a torpedo, and these two flaps are there to keep it stabilized. They're literally stabilizers underwater like an airplane. Need to move so fast? Very simple. Check out the mouth, they're predators. Check out those teeth, man. That's the business end. This thing can literally slice through any small fish. These ghostly looking creatures over here, they are the ones that are used to make the famous Asian fish ball. Why? Because they're very, very slender. You can see they're very, very skinny. And they're very, very bony. You can literally see the surface like all the little bones rippling through. And what they do is they take a spoon and scrape off the meat because they don't have any scales. They're very, very soft. It's almost silky. And they scrape off the meat and they make the fish balls for the fish ball noodles. Ooh, mixed pickles. Everything is coming out at once. So this is a trevally, diamond head trevally, a remora, a barracuda over there. But over here they've got something interesting. These fish are called blue bones. Why blue bones? When you take out the meat, their bones are literally greenish bluish and they have got really huge bluish tusks. And with these, they actually crush or smack open shellfish. These little fellas over here, they're called rabbit fish. And they're fairly small still, no scales. What you do with them is you deep fry them and they are fantastic to eat. Super meat, and you can literally fry them almost like potato chips. Rabbit fish. Those are being paid. Everything is cash. Just on a simple wooden disc. The sheer amount of fish and movement is astounding, and it's also simple. There's no frills about it. Hey, yo, come on! Hey! Guys are sorting out the famous mud crab. This one is a girl. That's a girl. See?
Yeah, good.
That's a girl. Show me, boy. That's a boy. That's a boy.
Man,
See?
yeah.
This is the man.
Yeah.
And this is the girl, because they can hold the eggs in there.
Yeah.
So these are the famous mud crabs they're collecting, and this is when we get the famous Singapore chili or the pepper crab from. The sheer mass of all the fish on offer is staggering. It's a total adventure to be here. It's vibrant, people are running around, there's lots of action, and best part is if you come, I promise you there will not be a single tourist around. They all look at you like you're a Martian. This guy's cutting up a stingray. So stingray, you just take the wings, he's doing it perfectly. Best way to prepare these stingrays is to wrap them in banana leaf with chili paste, and then you put it on the barbecue and it's phenomenal. These guys are called Fusilier fish because when they were first seen by the Europeans, their colors actually almost resemble the colors of a Fusilier. Because we've got neon lights, it's hard to see because this is yellowish, orangish, this is bluish when the fish is alive, and down here the fins are red. Hence, Fusilier fish. It reminded the guys of the 18th century of their Fusiliers, their soldiers at home. And now we're in the realm of the flatfishes, halibuts and the like. And you can see that the receiving end of this guy is pretty nasty. Fun fact, when these fish are young, they're not flat on the ground, they actually swim upright, normal, like a normal fish would do. And the eyes are on either side of the fish. As they grow up, they become flattish and the eyes move to one side, like so. 1, 2. Here's something very, very specifically Asian. This man is actually scraping the scales of a head, of a fish head, and he's surrounded by tails of fish head. In other countries, we would chuck the fish heads away. Not in Asia. This is one of Asia's favorite dishes. The heads are used for fish head curry. It's a specialty. New wares coming in being inspected. Prawns. So this guy's checking the freshness of the gills of the big threadfin over there to make sure they're all fresh before he buys. And the boss is not too happy, he's haggling with them. Massive stingray, and as you can see, the tail is very long and whip-like, and that's exactly what they use them for. They chop them off, dry them in the sun, and they become very springy, and that's what they use to punish people with by whipping. Whip it good. The next time you're in Singapore, come to the Jurong Fish Market 2-3 o'clock in the morning. It's well worth it. The address is in the links below. And as for me, I'm heading to bed. I trust you enjoyed it, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.